Again, I'd like to welcome you to today's session. You're in the Faculty Canvas Training webinar today, so we're going to learn a lot about Canvas and the things you can do with it. Just to introduce myself really quickly, my name is Thomas Toronto. I graduated from Florida State University with my bachelor's in communications. I did a study abroad program through the University of Virginia called Semester at Sea. If you have students who are looking to study abroad, that's an awesome program that I definitely recommend. And I'm currently in a master's program at Florida Gulf Coast University. I started my career in higher ed at Edison State College. That's in Fort Myers, Florida. I was their faculty development and kind of training and support person. Decided that I wanted to move away from Florida, so I moved to New Orleans and got a job at Tulane University. And then Instructor approached me, asked me if I would be interested in being a trainer, and obviously I said yes. So that's how I kind of got here. So I'm going to switch over into a training instance. Your Canvas will be a little bit different. You know, your logo will be up here, maybe your school colors up here. But just note that everything is the same. Everything that I click on, you should be able to click on as well. So this page is the first page that I see after logging in. This is called the Canvas dashboard, and it shows me a snapshot of everything that's going on in all of my courses that I'm enrolled in. It's really cool because I can get some recent activity, whether that's assignment or discussion activity, maybe Canvas inbox activity. Over here on the right-hand side, I have a to-do and a coming up list. It really gives me that snapshot of everything that's going on in all of the courses that I'm enrolled in. For a student, this is really nice because if I'm taking an English class, a math class, maybe a humanities class, all in Canvas, I'd be able to utilize this page to see what's coming up, all the notifications that are going on in all of those classes. I'm actually enrolled into this instance as an instructor, so you can see over here in my to-do list, Canvas is telling me that 5 of my students have actually submitted papers that I need to go in and actually grade. So I'd actually be able to click on this link, it would take me right to the grading area, and I could then grade those assignments for those 5 students. Up here at the top, we have our global navigation bar, and at the upper right-hand corner of the global navigation, we have our help corner. So the help corner is what I want to focus on next. The first thing in the help corner that I want to talk about is the actual help button. So sometimes, you know, in programs, the help button really doesn't do anything. It kind of leads you into a black hole. Well, the Canvas help button is really helpful. It's a really great resource that all users should utilize. I'm going to go ahead and click on the help button, and this menu will pop up. And the first thing that I kind of want to introduce you to are the Canvas guides. So that's the first link that's on this help menu. If I go ahead and click on that, I just want to show you what it looks like. This site is created as the Canvas guidebook. So everything that I talk about today, you can search for in this search menu, and you'll be able to get step-by-step instructions. Sometimes there's videos on how to accomplish whatever it is you're searching for, and you know, get the help you need instantly. So for example, we just talked about the dashboard. I could easily just search for dashboard, and one of the first things that come up are, what is the dashboard? So if I go here, I can see step-by-step, you know, screenshots on everything that I do. So this is good to note that, you know, if you see me do something cool today and you go into your course later and you want to kind of execute that, but you maybe forget how, definitely utilize the guides to walk you through it. So again, I got to that by clicking on the help button and then clicking on search the Canvas guides. There's also some other options on this help menu that I definitely would say, you know, look at because they're great resources. Okay, so the next thing on the help menu is the log out button. That does just that, gets you out of the system. I'm going to skip over settings and inbox right now and just click on my name. And when I click on my name, it takes me to a profile page. This is nice because I can have an area where you know, my students can come and maybe learn more about me. I can upload an image here. I can copy and paste a bio and maybe some extra links if I want to. Any page that you can edit in Canvas will always have this pencil icon. So if I click on that pencil icon, the page will open up for me, and I'm able to add that content to it. So if I wanted to copy and paste my bio in there, or maybe I just want to start typing a bio, I can definitely do that. On the same lines, you have to actually save or update every page that you edit. So every page that you're editing will always have a blue save or update button at the very bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out of this because I didn't actually edit anything. So that's the profile page, and I got to that by clicking on my name up at the upper help corner. The next thing that I'm going to talk about in the help corner is the settings. So I'm going to just skip over inbox right now and click on settings. So there's two different kinds of settings in Canvas. They're your personal settings, which we're looking at right now, and then they're your course level settings, which we'll talk about at kind of at the end of this session. Like I said, we're in our personal settings, and I got to this page by clicking on the settings tab in the help menu. So all of this information up top should be kind of inputted for you. I don't think you actually have the ability to change this information. So if there's any incorrect information, definitely make sure to contact your admin. But if I scroll down, I have some web services, which are kind of cool. These web services on this list right here, I can actually link up with my Canvas account and do some kind of cool stuff. So if I click on these web services, it'll actually tell me exactly what the web service does, and then I can decide whether or not I want to utilize it in my account. My kind of example for this is, if students link their Google Drive up to their Canvas account, it's nice because if they go and utilize Google Docs, maybe to type in, their paper, maybe you are assigning them an essay to do and they utilize Google Docs to actually type that paper out, they can go to the assignment in which they're submitting it to, and rather than having to download it from the Google Drive and re-upload it to Canvas, if the Google Drive is a web services that's linked to their account, they would actually have the ability to just select that Google Doc in the assignment and it will automatically come over. So it's a time saver. Maybe if you're teaching online and you're wanting to hold online office hours utilizing Skype, you can actually hook up your Skype account here, and then it will show students when you're active and on Skype. So I think the most important thing on this page is back up to the top of the page. So I'm just going to scroll up to the top and look at the ways to contact area over here on the right-hand side. So there's a question, how can we utilize Skype with students? What would happen is if the service is registered as a Skype, if the Skype service was registered, to your Canvas account, students would just be able to see that you're online. Then they would have to go into Skype and actually, message you. There are other ways that you can message students and communicate with students right in a course, and we can talk about that once we get into the class. But this service just kind of shows students that you're online. Okay, so back up to the top, back up to the ways to contact area. Like I said, I think this is the most important kind of area on this page. You can actually add additional email addresses to your profile, to your settings page. So by default, your institution's email address will actually be here. And if that's the only mode of contact that you want, you can kind of leave it exactly how it is. But maybe, you check your Gmail account more on the weekends and you want to, make sure Johnny and Susie in your class are still, keeping up with their work or, whatever. You can actually click on add email address and add that personal email address here. You can actually add your cell phone number to receive text message as well. The nice thing about this is only you will be able to see the items that you add. Your students will never be able to see the content, the other modes of contact that you add here. After you set up that ways of contact, you can actually push notifications to those individual modes of contact. So again, if you just want to use your school's, your institution's email, you definitely can do that. It'll automatically be here. Then you can come over here to the left-hand side and select notifications.
Fancy shit.
So when I'm on the notifications preference page, I can actually scroll down and see all of the ways that Canvas would ever contact me. So if I hover my mouse over the title, I can actually kind of get an expanded view of what each of these items actually do, which is kind of nice. And then for each mode of contact that I have set up on the previous page, I will actually have a column here for each of those, and I can set individual preferences for each of those emails or cell phone numbers. So let's say I'm just going to scroll down. One of the options is a conversation message. I not only want to be able to view that notification when I log into Canvas, because I'll always be able to do that, but I want an additional message, additional email, additional notification, I guess I should say, to be sent to my email address. I'm just going to go over to this cell, and I have 4 different options. I can have it be sent right away, so notify me right away. I can have it send a daily summary, a weekly summary, or not at all. So again, this is an extra way to be notified. Every time you log into Canvas, you'll always be able to see all of these notifications. But if you want to be notified outside of Canvas, this is the page that you would have to do that on. Something to note is that your students have these options too. They can add additional email addresses. They can add their cell phone number. They can actually come in here and change their preferences as well. So a student could potentially come in here and select never, 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 never for all of these notifications, and the only way that they would be notified is if they log into Canvas and go into the course. So I sometimes kind of say, you know, it's important if, you know, maybe you're going to utilize, announcements. Tell your students that you're going to utilize the announcements tool, and then, you know, have them come to this page so they can get an additional email sent to them. Okay, so again, we're on our notification preferences page. Now I'm going to kind of move away from the notification preferences and go into our last option up at the upper help corner, which is the inbox. So I'm just going to select the inbox now, and the Canvas communications tool will actually open up for us. It's a lot like an email client, but it's not an email client. This conversation tool is only in Canvas itself. The only way you can receive notifications outside of Canvas are to set those notification preferences. Okay, so now that I have the conversations tools open, clicking the inbox up the help corner, I would be able to see all of the items that students and users have sent me. So I would see a preview of the messages over here on the left-hand side. I could click on them, and then they would open up on the right-hand side for me to view. I have the ability to utilize these tools up here at the top, so I can reply all, archive, or delete those messages. The difference between a Canvas conversation tool and an email client is that you can only message users who are enrolled into the same class as you. So for example, you'd be able to message a student in your class, multiple students in your class, all of the students in your class, but you probably wouldn't be able to message, say, like the dean, because they're not enrolled into the same course as you. You can actually filter by course if you want using this drop-down menu. So if I only wanted to see the messages from one course, I could select that course here. And then the second drop-down menu allows me to switch from the inbox to unread, sent, all of that good stuff. To compose a new message, I'll click on the paper and pencil icon kind of in the center. This is kind of where the difference comes in because you have to select the course first. So I would select that course that the student sits in. Then I could just simply type out a student's name if I knew the student, and it would automatically fill. Or I could select the directory icon and see a roster of my students. So I'd be able to go down to students, and then I could select one, I could select multiple, or you'll notice that there is an all option. So I could then message all of my students in Canvas. Okay, so there's a question, I rely on Blackboard email for the whole class communications, but in Canvas, the student may block that option. Well, they're not actually blocking the option. They would only choose to not receive an email outside of Canvas. So if you as the instructor send the student a message in Canvas, they will always be able to log into Canvas and see that they have a message waiting there for them. Okay, so you have that subject line just like in an email, and then you have the body of the page. Something kind of cool is not only can you attach a file down here, but you can also record an audio or video comment. So if I click on that button, I would be able to turn my webcam and microphone on. So rather than typing out my message to them, I could actually record myself very easily and send that as a message. That's kind of cool. Right, so I would, compose all of that, then click on send, and it would go to those students. I'm just going to cancel out. All right. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to utilize that chat box, and we can get those questions answered. All right, so we went over everything up here in the help corner. Again, definitely utilize that help button. But now what we're going to do is talk about the global navigations, which are kind of the left-hand side, upper left-hand side. So to get back to that Canvas dashboard, you'll always be able to click on your institution's logo. Right now my logo is Canvas, but your institution's logo should be up there. If you click on that logo, it'll always bring you back to the Canvas dashboard, that first page that we talked about. The next link is the courses drop down. If I hover my mouse over the courses link, this drop down menu will appear. And the courses that I'm enrolled in will actually be able to, I'll be able to access them. So I can, see those courses right here. So, Canvas does its best to kind of, get the active courses that you as the instructor are utilizing. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't, but it does allow you to manually customize them. So to do that, I'm just going to click on the View All or Customize button, kind of at the upper right-hand corner. And when I click on that page, this will open, and this page lists out all of the enrollments that I've ever been enrolled in. So if I wanted to add or remove a course from this course drop-down menu, you'll notice that there's a star next to the individual courses. I could just select that star that I want, and the page will refresh, and now that course will be on the course drop-down menu. So that's how you can add or remove those courses, by checking or unchecking the stars. As you start using Canvas from semester to semester, this list will obviously grow. Canvas will automatically kind of separate your enrollments into My Courses, which are current enrollments, future enrollments, and then past enrollments. So this list will be kind of more manageable. It just won't be a humongous list of courses. Canvas automatically separates that up for you. We're going to talk about publishing and unpublishing your course. Just to note right now, if you as the instructor have an unpublished course, your students will not have access to it. Okay, so we have a question kind of on the board here. If you choose to set up email notifications, will you see the attachments or will you need to log into Canvas? You'll be able to see the attachments in the email, so you really can you don't have to log into Canvas to receive those attachments. The other nice thing is if you choose to set up those notifications from the Canvas inbox to your email, you can simply just click on reply on that and reply in an email, and then it'll automatically be sent through Canvas. Thanks for that question. Okay, so back to this page, you know, it'll automatically separate out this list. And I was saying Canvas courses automatically unpublished. Students will not be able to view an unpublished course. And then on their page, it'll say future enrollments, and it'll list out those unpublished courses, and they won't be able to click on them. All right, so back up at the upper kind of global navigations area, the next thing are the grades. Here's the grades link. This is primarily utilized for students. So if I was a student here and clicked on the grades, I would be able to see all of my enrollments and then where I stand in all of those enrollments. I could then click on the title of the course itself, and then it would take me to the course to an itemized list of all of the assignments that have been graded.